Yo, Squally.
Yo, I won and didn't even mean to.
Oh wow!
I want to say a couple things. First off, my vote still wasn't casted in that last round, so you know what? I ain't worried about it. Second, hold on. Second.
I thought you caught that slice of cake that I didn't serve.
Second, you can't deny, whether you're a fan of this era or not, the influence from G-Unit and the influence from Dipset was so undeniable. I remember,
yes.
I remember going when my brother was in football, high school, you know, going to all the practices and the scrimmages and shit like that. There was always one kid on the team. G-Unit. I was like, yo, shut him the fuck up. Shut him up. Yo, all the damn time. And I was just, and you got to remember, this is with G-Unit, I think that was the last real shining era of mixtape, the impact of mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? That was the last one. Whether you like G-Unit or not, you could not deny the impact they had on mixtapes, all the records and everything like that.
It was dope. The mixtape was dope.
A lot of the mixtapes was dope.
It was all up in your face.
50 Cent created the model to get an album deal off of mixtape.
Right.
He been making mixtapes since Power of a Dollar.
But when you look at how other people try to do it, it just wasn't the same. It just was not the same. Whether 50 went in there and G-Unit ruined it for everybody else, or they just weren't G-Unit, or how they were able to market it was just. And 50's a genius, as we could tell now, 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? But. And Dipset, whether I liked it or not, or whether you liked it or not, Dipset was undeniably influenced. That I Can't Believe It record, like everywhere, all the time. If you were in New York, no matter where you were at, that record was played all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So, and just the influence in many other ways that Dipset had, it was crazy to me, coming from the era that I came, the golden era and shit like that, just to see how much it had hit and all that. Especially, you know, Lost Boys, some of the Lost Boys, when Lost Boys broke up, they became G-Unit and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really was. Again, two crews that definitely represented hard at that point in time. There's even the debate about who's really started the mixtape thing. Was it Diplomats or was it G-Unit? I personally remember, I want to say G-Unit first.
Right.
This.
That 250 was like, what? Let me do that.
I'll say this: the difference between the two of them in terms of the mixtape, like who did what first. I remember seeing G-Unit mixtapes first, or seeing the mixtapes.
Yeah, G-Unit had everybody thinking that they were going to get a deal from a mixtape just because your mixtape was everywhere, and that just wasn't it. It was how they attacked the mixtapes, when they put it out, then the lyrics, what records they rapped over. It was just a whole different aspect.
That's all the mind from 50.
It was Who Kid. I want to give Who Kid special props for being the only DJ to make the drop that only says "damn." I'm like, how the hell did that shit become? That's like the only drop on the. Whenever he brings the record back on the G-Unit mixtapes, that's the drop. Damn.
Right.
You know, like back in the days, the bootleg guy was the bad guy according to who he was. 50 was like, no. That's my best friend. I'ma use him. Here, I got mad music for you. Distribute that shit all over the place. 50 did that.
Yeah, they became in the street team.
Everybody was like, yo, the bootlegger was the bad guy. No, not 50. That's money. Distribute all the music. I got you. Just throw that shit all over the city.
You rode through God Brewer, 109 and God Brewer. You would see them out. You know, they had the tapes. They go to Jamaica, they had the tapes.
You already know.
Another difference, like I said, was the fact that G-Unit would rap on it was basically essentially freestyles, right? They like freestyles. It would be songs, but Dipset was putting out original music on mixtapes.
Right.
Yeah. That beats, it was their own, again, Heatmakers was a lot of the source of that at the time. So they were putting out, like, I remember them signing to Rockefeller at the time and then seeing like a K-Slay mixtape. And again, it was like all new. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this is all new music. Like, why? This should be like sold in stores, not like the mixtape spot. But that they were the first to do that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
One of the things I add too, Jules, is like I discussed it on the show before. I think like these were the last two big movements of New York, right? Because G-Unit was a movement, Dipset was a movement. They had the streets, they had the music, they had everything locked down. And when you have a movement, right, it's like political if you think about it, because you're attacking everything from every angle. You know what I mean? And it's the reason why, like, to kind of going to what Ike said, it's the reason why you have random people who weren't even from New York just screaming G Unit, or random people from anywhere else just saying Dipset, because it's a movement. Yeah. And these two were the last two movements of New York, because, and the guy, again, correct me if I'm wrong, after G Unit and Dipset, the next movement out of New York was the ASAP movement, which was a timeline in between that, right? Before, because the ASAP movement is really the next generation, right? Because Dipset and G Unit close out one generation, and ASAP opens the new generation of the New York movement, if that makes sense to y'all.
Yeah, ASAP, the Flatbush Zombies.
Right.
To add on to Scan's point, I would say, I know you said ASAP was the last, like, was the New York movement, but I would argue that ASAP started the trend of not sounding like New York anymore.
I could agree with that for a lot of reasons, because if you think about the timeline of when they dropped, already Atlanta already had it on lock already at this point, right? And then if you go from Atlanta, you then think of Crunk and everything else. So you're talking about the ASAP movement, who would already have been at least a 10-year influence of Atlanta in New York. If that makes sense to you.
I agree with that for sure.
New York was, like I said, always represented the status thing. I think since we are the forefathers of hip hop, as far as where it's first created, I mean, you date things back to the Juice Crew, the whole idea of even Boogie Down Productions with other crews involved in that, like just the whole idea of always.
But somewhere in the middle, right before the ASAP movement, they didn't get as much following as someone like ASAP Rocky, but the pro era cats, you know, Joey Badass.
Right.
Yeah, Joey Badass.
That was the pro era. Their crew,
yeah.
All of them can rhyme. CJ Fly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to CJ Fly. Yeah.
They took a I think they fell out. Well, they fell back when dude committed suicide, though. I think that really fucked them up.
Steve, man, rest in peace, Capital Steve, man. That was crazy. The last time I saw Joey, I was kind of shook, man, because I just kept thinking of Power and shit.
Oh,
like, unique now. you
and Joey Badass, I'm such a Joey Badass fan. I think he's so fucking phenomenal. He's so dope.
He's still making great music too.
He is. Yeah, his last album he put out was good.
Yeah,
I like his growth. You know, definitely you've seen Joey Badass elevate from a New York cat to what he is now, which is a great thing when you see that in hip hop.
In the words of Fred Sanford, I'm coming to join you, honey. I got tacos and football waiting for the kid, and I gotta get up at 4. So
yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
I'm dipping, man. It was great seeing y'all. Salute.
Yeah, brother.
As always, Rev.
No doubt. Thanks again for everybody that joins us every Monday night here live on Twitch. Don't forget, we do this every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here live on Twitch. Follow us here on Twitch if you haven't already. Shout out to everybody that joins us in the chat room every week. Shout out to the new people that I haven't been privy to seeing some of these names in here. Fire 100, Marcia No Brady, Scotia Sugar. I've seen Scotia Sugar before. You definitely got it.
PTR, definitely.
Okay, Puppet Master 2501.
Hey, my brother, Puppet Master, shout out, baby. Yeah.
Project F, Psycho Mantis was in here earlier. Again, we do this every Monday night. Check us out on YouTube. Like I said, always dropping episodes. Shout out to Executive Producer Triple C putting that together. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
And we're going to raid out. Thank you for joining us. Peace.